Good morning, good timers. We are off on another day trip here in our home state of Maine. Today we are visiting a town called Phippsburg, Maine. Not Pittsburgh. That's a lot bigger. Phippsburg or maybe it's Phippsburg. Might be Phippsburg. It's either Phippsburg or Phippsburg. My mom could probably tell me how to correctly pronounce it. But anyway, it's on the coast of Maine in the Bath, Brunswick area. And Bath, Maine is known for Bath Iron Works, where a lot of the naval ships are built for the United States Navy. And they say if it's built Bath strong, then it lasts forever. So a lot of the Bath ships have been in lots of battles. And yeah, so we'll hit Bath first. We're going to have some breakfast in the area of Bath at a place called Blueberries, which we've never been before, but we're going to go give that a try here first. And then we'll head down to Phippsburg and go visit a couple of lighthouses and a couple of forts as well right along the coast. So it's a great day here in Maine. Should be some beautiful scenery and some nice bright blue skies. The leaves are starting to come out on the trees, and summer is slowly, very slowly arriving. So yeah, we'll see you guys here at the rest. All right, guys, so we are at Thompson, Maine right now. We are heading over to the place called Blueberries that I was researching on Yelp earlier for breakfast, and it is right in front of us here where that open sign is. They do have a little bit of outdoor seating, but the indoor seating is closed right now still. And so if we can't eat indoors, then I guess we're eating in the car, but we're gonna go check it out here. So guys, the way this works is that right now you call in your order, and then you can just go to the pickup window that's over here behind me and grab it out of the window, and then you can eat it right here at the picnic tables. And it's a beautiful day outside, so perfect to eat your breakfast outdoors. So Simone, guys, got the Sunrise Biscuit breakfast sandwich, which is actually 2 blueberry muffin tops with cheddar cheese, bacon, and egg in between, obviously. And I have got some corned beef hash. So we're going to open this stuff up here, check it out, and give it a try. Alright guys, we're going to watch Simone tackle this breakfast sandwich. And first of all, they actually put sausage on it instead of bacon. They just came out and apologized to us, but we decided not to have them remake it. We don't want to waste food. And Simone likes sausage too. We all know that, so. It looks amazing.
Very good.
Alright.
Blueberry muffin tops, egg and cheddar, and yep. Sweet and savory.
So this is homemade corned beef hash. It's got some carrots, some onions in there. They actually brine their own corned beef too. It's a maple corned beef, so this ought to be pretty different and interesting. Served on a bed of tater tots, which are not homemade, but who doesn't love tater tots, right? So here we go.
Crazy people don't like tater tots.
That is really good, guys. And I'm actually not sure if there's any potatoes in this corned beef hash besides the tater tots. It looks pretty much just like corned beef.
Corned beef.
Which is even better. Look at that big hunk. It does have a nice sweetness to it. That is a really good corned beef hash, guys. Now I'm going to try one of these homemade muffins that look excellent. Homemade biscuits, I should say. Very moist. Love the flavor from the grill. Got the butter baked right in there. Crispy on the outside, moist in the middle. Excellent, excellent meal here. All right, guys, just finished up over here at Blueberries. And Simone, what did you think?
I liked it. It was very good.
Yeah, I think it was great. It's gonna have to add that probably to the best of list here in Maine. One of the best breakfast places I've been to in a while. That was some really good corned beef hash too. Very different. Definitely had some sweetness to it, and didn't actually have any potatoes in it except the tater tots. But it was really good. The corned beef wasn't greasy at all, and had a little bit of carrots, a little bit of onions in there, and everything was just, like I said, nice and sweet, but really, really, really good. So I would certainly suggest this place, and we'll definitely be back for in the area. So, all right, blueberries. Now we are off to I think some Lighthouse stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rumor has it.
Rumor has it. All right, we'll see you. All right, guys. So Simone just grabbed the famous list. All right. This one's an official list. We even got stuff printed on this one. So
yeah,
pictures and everything. Pictures, addresses. She went above and beyond with this list. So far we've crossed off one thing, the blueberries breakfast.
Check.
And now we are heading to one of these lighthouses, and I'll let her choose which one. So there's actually 4 or 5 different lighthouses in this area. A lot of them are on islands, but they actually are all river lighthouses. That's right, we're actually not quite to the ocean yet, but the Androscoggin and Kennebec rivers are both in this area, and they both have lighthouses on them as well, because they both lead out to the ocean. And way back in the days, back in the 1800s and the 1900s, the rivers here in Maine were used as a source of transportation for both soldiers and both manufacturing companies as well. So there's lighthouses on the rivers here in Maine, and we are going to go explore a couple of those today.
Lost again, going back around, dreaming of a time when I get things right. Lost in the shadows of a million stars. Shouldn't they enlighten my near and far? Shouldn't they at all just tell me where you are? Send a prayer if I'm out of luck. Send a little love and I'll make it back. Send me a letter and a bottle of wine, telling me I will be fine. Baby, I'm stuck with a halfway heart. Slip away if I come too far. Pick me up when I'm in pieces. Oh, that halfway heart of mine is a rolling stone. Make me roll right home. Halfway hard, halfway hard.
We've come to the end of the road, to the walking path that gets you to Squirrel Point Lighthouse. There's a couple of different cars parked in the parking lot here, so that's a good sign. And one of them says U.S. government on it. So, all right. So we're gonna go walk down this direction, see what we can see. This trail is a lot longer than we thought. Still going through the woods here to get to the lighthouse, which we assume is at the end of this trail at some point.
Squirrel?
Yes, there's actually signs here that do say Squirrel Point and Bald Head.
Is Bald Head the other lighthouse? Over here too?
It wouldn't surprise me any, but either way, we're going to Squirrel Point right now. But yes, we might hit that Bald Head trail afterwards to see if there's another lighthouse over there. There are some stop-off spots along the way, and people can stop and get a drink and have a little picnic if you like, overlooking the river and the other side of the river. And we are in Arrowisick right now. That is where the Squirrel Point Lighthouse is located. The other side of the river is actually Bath. And it is a little bit muddy. Springtime here in Maine. A lot of trails are like this time of year, so you want to be prepared for that. And all right, we'll keep on walking until we find this thing. So guys, since this was built back in 1898, it has been a beacon of light, literally, for everybody that travels up this mouth of the Kennebec to get out to the ocean. This includes the huge iron ships that are built at Bath Iron Works for the U.S. Navy. They actually come up this canal right here and come within 50 feet of this lighthouse that marks the depth and narrow way here to get out to the Atlantic Ocean. So the main purpose, guys, of lighthouses like this along the river's edge is not because of the rocky shoreline, of course, because there's not much of a shoreline at all, but it's actually because of the lake effect fog, or river effect fog in this case. So yeah, these are what these lighthouses are, and that's why the top of that is actually red, so it's easier to see through the fog that comes off from the river in the winter, spring, and summer months as well. Pretty interesting is we're walking through the woods here. You do see some remains of what possibly might be some old dwellings from back in the 1700s, some rock walls and things like that, so that's kind of cool. You can see it there. No signage, unfortunately, to tell you what some of these things might be, but we do know that there was a settlement here called Georgetown back in the 1700s. It was actually called Newtontown back then. So this is probably, yeah, Newtown, there you go. So this is probably part of those dwellings. And there was actually a cemetery when we first came in here that had some really old grave sites from Newtown. Maybe we'll show you that here on the way out.
I met an old man. I said, tell me your story. He took out an old pen and wrote something for me. He kept walking on down the road, and I watched him disappear like smoke. And I thought I'd just seen a ghost. Then I looked down at what he wrote. It said, son, when you grow up you'll be fine. I know you've got questions on your mind. Life is gonna happen one way or the other, whether you like it or not. Stop looking for the answers and you'll find what you've got.
So I'm sure Walter from the Frontiersman Adventure would love to be out here in the midnight and the pitch dark. Sure, he could be finding all kinds of ghosts and ghost stories located here in this cemetery. So most of these are so old, guys, you can't even really read them, but a few of them you can still read a little bit. This one here, for example, was in memory of Captain John White of Georgetown, who died in February, and it looks like 1794. So that gives you a general idea of how old this cemetery is. But we are finally here at the Doubling Point Lighthouse. This is actually private property, so this is actually somebody's year-round house, but they do allow people to come out here and film and enjoy the lighthouse, so that's pretty cool of them. So yeah, we are gonna head down here. It actually resembles Marshall Point's lighthouse, which we've taken you to in a different vlog, so that's kind of cool. But this one, once again, is on the Kennebec River. All right, guys, so hopefully you can hear me. It is a little windy out here, but this lighthouse here was actually 4 lighthouses that were all built in 1898, including the Squirrel Lighthouse, which we just visited a few minutes ago. All 4 of them were built here on the Kennebec River, going out towards the Atlantic Ocean for fog lighthouses to help the mariners sail and in the waters here during stormy weather and such. So right behind me over here, you can see it way in the distance, is Bath Iron Works. Now Bath Iron Works still uses the same passageway to get out to the Atlantic Ocean, so this lighthouse comes in handy for them too. So as soon as those big old boats are built, they do take them out into the Atlantic via this little canal right there. So you can picture some of those big Navy ships going down that canal. And yeah, so the other two that were built, we unfortunately cannot visit because they are off on islands that we are not able to get to right now. So these are the two Kennebec River lighthouses that we're visiting today. Got the list back out and the GPS, so she's prepared. We are heading off to, I believe, Fort Popham next. Is that next on the list?
I think so.
All right, we think so. So we're going to hit the GPS and hope for the best. It's only gotten us lost once today so far, so that's pretty good. So we'll see you hopefully over at Fort Popham here in a few minutes. So guys, right here is actually where old Fort St. George used to be. As you can see, there is pretty much nothing remaining of old Fort St. George right across from the Popham Fort over there. The next fort we're going to go see is actually at the top of this hill, and that's Fort Baldwin. So guys, we're at Fort Baldwin now, and it's actually quite a long hike up the hill here, but you can see once you get to the top of the hill why it was such an important fort, because it overlooks the water and it's got a great shot of whatever comes into the harbor. So if you're in an oncoming attack, it's the perfect place to be. There's actually 3 different batteries that are up here in addition to the tower, which is basically a lookout tower, but there's also 3 different housing developments as well, and also a bunch of old cannon areas that are buried here in the woods where people, or where the soldiers I should say, used to put their cannons that would fire upon the enemies if they were to attack. Once again, Fort Baldwin never actually was attacked. None of these forts were ever in real fights, we'll say, or battles, I should say, during the wars, but they were definitely here as a form of intimidation, and if something did happen, then they were in a key spot. So we'll do a little bit more exploring, but it's definitely worth the walk up the hill here to explore Fort Baldwin. We are just about done exploring for the day, except we got one more place to go, and that's to dinner. So we're going to head over to Bath, where Bath Ironworks is. Maybe we'll show you a little bit of that, and maybe walk along the harbor first, and then go have some dinner in Bath, Maine. So the best way to see Bath Ironworks, guys, is from this bridge, actually. So Simone and I are walking up here to show you the backside of Bath Ironworks. The bridge in front of me is the old bridge, which the railroad still uses, the bottom of it, but it used to be the railroad on the bottom, and then cars would cross on the top, and the bridge would actually open up for ships coming in. The new bridge here is tall enough that ships can go underneath it already, though. And yeah, this is the Bath Ironworks. Guys, we are in downtown Brunswick now, and we are actually at the Brunswick train station. You can actually catch the Amtrak from here if you desire. But this is where the British, no, not the British, the Brins Irish pub, there we go, is located. So we'll head on in. guys, we got the Irish poutine, which is pastrami and grilled onions, along with obviously cheese and French fries and gravy. So Simone's gonna give it a try here. So is it your traditional Canadian Irish poutine? Because, you know, all Canadians are Irish.
Right. It's almost like French onion soup, because the onions are kind of like, yeah.
That sounds good. Like French onion soup with French fries and pastrami and gravy, I guess. So there we go. All right, I'm going to dig in and see what I think. But yeah, sounds like it's pretty good stuff. I'm just going to dig into these wings, and we've got a homemade whiskey glaze on there. We know how Simone loves her whiskey. She's my little whiskey girl. And the verdict?
Don't know yet.
Don't know yet, all right. Different.
It's not really sweet.
Not sweet? Well, whiskey is not really sweet from my experience.
Hold on, let me take another bite.
Okay, attempt number 2 here.
I like them.
All right, she likes them. They are not hot wings. They probably taste like whiskey.
Kind of.
Yeah, they are whiskey wings, so.
I think they
All right.
taste like whiskey.
All right, guys, I'm going to have to take a bite because this review is not going well.
That's rude.
That's rude. Well, I'm just telling you, you are not an experienced food reviewer like I am. So,
I guess not.
all right, we're gonna reverse the camera here, and I'll give you guys my opinion on these wings.
Yeah.
All right.
You tell me what you consider that. I don't know. It's good.
All right, guys. Attempt number 2.
Right? They're good, but
They're good.
oh, how would you say
you're
that?
right.
It's not sweet. It's
they're
not
not sweet.
barbecue. It's
They're-
like a
they're
flavor.
tangy.
Tangy. Yeah,
I would say they are
guess.
tangy, and I can definitely taste a little bit of whiskey in there,
A pinch.
but it's not overpowering.
No,
They are crunchy, which is good, and they are a good size, which is good.
but it is different.
But yeah, they're almost like a not quite sweet enough to be teriyaki, but
Kinda.
kind of teriyaki. But yeah, they are very good. I do like them, but all right, I'm not really sure how to describe them either, but they're good.
See, I told you.
I know. Okay, guys, so I got the Irish quesadillas actually, and they are actually filled with corned beef hash and cheese, and that's pretty much all that is in them. It is homemade corned beef hash. It's probably going to be piping hot, but we're going to go ahead and give it a try here.
On fire.
And it tastes just like you would expect. It's corned beef hash with cheese. Can't go wrong there, guys. It's very good, and there's definitely homemade corned beef hash as well. You can tell by the consistency. So,
It's like you started your
good
day with
ratio
corned beef hash.
of corned beef to potatoes. Great in that crispy quesadilla. Got a little bit of sour cream on the side. Yep, good stuff.
It's like you started your day with corned beef hash and ended it too, Andy.
That's true. Yep. All right, guys, so if we didn't have enough food already, then we decided to get some bread pudding and some ice cream here to finish off the meal, which so far has been excellent, so I expect this to be the same. I'm going to have Pickles give it a try. Not the whipped cream, you actually have to try the bread pudding.
I gotta try the bread pudding.
Yeah.
It's in here somewhere.
It's on the bottom, I can see it. There you
I see
go.
it.
Bread pudding now.
A little bit of ice cream with
Yeah, all right, well, sure.
it. Very good.
All right, we got a very good. It doesn't look like there's any raisins, so Pickles
I know,
Pickles
I was
doesn't like
concerned
raisins,
about- I hate raisins.
but looks great. And there's our awesome waitress who's been great tonight. She's literally serving the entire room here, guys, which is full to capacity. Plus she's working the bar, and she's answering the phone, and she's answering the people at the front door who are doing takeout. So, pretty impressive. All right, guys. Well, we just finished up over at Burns Irish Pub here in Brunswick, and it was a great meal. The wings were excellent, even though neither one of us were really sure how to describe them. But we've decided that they were kind of like caramel, but not as sweet. So that makes any sense to you guys. But the wings were excellent. My quesadilla was very good as well, very different. And what else we had? Oh, the poutine, the pastrami poutine was really amazing. It basically was pastrami with French onion soup mixed in, and obviously had the gravy in there as well. And that was really good. So overall, a great meal here. I felt a little bad for the waitress. She actually had, let's see, one waitress for 10 tables. I think there was 4 people sitting at the bar. She was answering the phone and doing takeout orders. She was bagging up the takeout orders. And yeah, she was the bartender, waitress, takeout person. She was letting people in the door, doing the head count. And yeah, she definitely had her hands full, but she
sure she was a superhero.
Yeah, but she was a superhero. She did amazing and kept a smile on her face for most of it anyway. But yeah, if I was the owner, I would probably get my ass in there and help her out, to be honest with you. So I'm not sure how we keep staff that way. It's probably not the best way to try to keep staff. But times are tough due to COVID, of course, and I'm sure they're a little short-staffed. But still, you know, probably an extra person in there wouldn't have been a bad idea to help her out. But she did amazing. The food was amazing. I would certainly recommend this Irish pub here in Brunswick. So that pretty much wraps up the day. And we had a good time looking at all the forts and the lighthouses and just spending the day here on the Maine coast and relaxing. It was a beautiful day. It's going to be a beautiful drive home, and that's where we're heading. So yeah, great food. So appreciate you guys joining us, and stay tuned. We're going to do another couple of local vlogs here shortly, and also heading to Las Vegas in June for Howlapalooza with Lucky Dog Slots and a bunch of other people. So that's going to be a great time. But till next time, guys, have a good night, and we will see you later.